Hi guys, how you doing? I was editing this video and I realized I need an intro with my face in it, so here I am, tired, but I'm still showing my face, so yay! Today I'm going to talk about Eva from my story Blackbird, or now the new name Greylegs. I still call it Blackbirds quite a lot. It is a children's book that I've been working on for a year, and today I'm going to show you guys the redesign of her, because she's changed a lot since the first time I drew her a year ago. And you won't believe it. So I'm going to talk about why it's okay to change character design and why it's okay to keep developing them, because usually they would go through a big process before you find the perfect design, and that's what I'm going to talk about today, so enjoy! Believe it or not, this is actually the first design for Eva. This really little round blonde girl was the first design, and she has absolutely no character. She of course looks very sweet, but it's not what I was going for. The second design is a bit more interesting. Her hair has changed a little bit, the lines are more my style, and I ended up using this for one of the drawings that you've seen on my channel, and it's this one, which is actually the first drawing I've done for Blackbird. Even though I used her in the video, she still didn't feel like the character I wanted to make a story about. It was very bland in a way. And after that drawing, I actually left her alone for a while, the project, for 7 months. And then when I came back to it, I realized how wrong of a character design it was for my story. So I ended up making her much more like what I looked like when I was younger. And I also gave her this crazy bun and hair that I can give her more expressions with. And I thought that would be really, really cool. So I went on to use that design for multiple of illustrations that you guys have seen on my channel if you've been following me for a while, where I actually drew a lot of the drawings, or the actual drawings that I want to put in the book. But I realized very quickly, and you can see the frustration in those videos as well, that it wasn't lining up. There was something missing, there wasn't anything fun in there. And I wasn't sure what it was. I couldn't figure it out. So I left her alone for a little bit longer, and then I figured out that she needed a little bit more of a spice, a little bit more of a kick. I couldn't just leave her. She had no motivation to be there. She had no role other than to be the main character, and that just wasn't working. That's when I decided that I needed to rewrite a lot of the story and figure out who this character really was. And in the end, she ended up to turn into a warrior more than anything. So she has this sword, which is actually just a branch, and she protects this garden that her mother's created, and it's kind of her passion and her love, and she really wants to make this garden safe, and she loves everything in it. And that's kind of where we ended up now. I ended up making her a lot simpler. She has the bun and the hair sticking up that I can make more emotions with, but her design is simpler for me to draw, and it just makes it more fun. So she actually looks more like a character that I can draw multiple times and feel like she's still alive, and not just like a main character just for being a main character. I can feel myself just blabbering on about this character, and I will for the next, few minutes. And it was just such an interesting realization to see how much I need to change her to make her feel alive, and not just something that does something to make the story happen. And making Eva more fierce, independent, strong, but also being very vulnerable. She will have moments in the book where she's pretty scared, and she's still a kid. She believes she's this strong warrior that her mother says she is, but at the same time she's quite an emotional child, and I think that's the main thing here. She's full of emotions, like a kid would be. She is running around, getting dirty, climbing trees, and I must be honest here, I've based her a lot of myself when I was younger, and that's just how I needed to do this first project. I needed to make the main character very, very similar to myself to feel connected. So tips for starting a character design and making the character believable. First thing, don't be afraid to do multiple sketches, multiple versions. Don't be afraid to rewrite your whole story and just figure out exactly what you need to do. And what I always say is that I would rather start a drawing and finish a drawing and realize what is wrong and then do another drawing, instead of having that one drawing that you tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak, and that one character that you tweak and tweak and tweak. So for me, basically, the first character that was Eva is not Eva anymore. This is her. She's changed a lot, and it's not the same character because I redid her so many times. And hopefully I won't redo it again, and this will be her final form. But I do feel really confident with this design, so hopefully this will stay. I just realized I can't stick to my notes either, so number 2. Figure out exactly who the character is. Really dig deep. I've said this in my shapes video where I talked about shapes and character design. But you really need to understand your character inside out. Why is she or he acting like he is? Why is he or she making decisions that they are making? And how would they react to certain situations? Basically, when you write a story, you have this main character and you put the character in different situations that they need to figure out what to do. That's the main thing that drives the plot forward. So you have to figure out how that character will react. It could be like you react, or maybe how somebody else that you know about would react. Draw from your own experiences and then put something else in there. I will say that creating characters actually make you need to analyze yourself quite a bit. Like, you need to realize what you do in certain situations and who you really are, which is very difficult. It's not a matter of just next day I will know who I am and this is who I am. This is very simple. Everyone's different, everyone has a personality, and it's kind of this is so weird to say, but it's kind of like a meditative thing. Get to know yourself. You'll grow up or you'll be young. It depends on who you are, really, and you'll realize who you are. And sometimes you will change throughout your life. Like, I realized a lot of how I was when I was younger was wrong, but I didn't know that before now. God, this is getting really deep. Okay, let's go to the next point. So tips number 3, I'm actually just saying these on top of my head, it's actually not written down. Such a very badly planned video, but this is how it is. Third thing that I would recommend is to try, when you're designing a character, to give them a certain quirk that makes them different. So for me, I wanted her to have this sword, and I wanted her to have these hair antennas sticking up, and their hair will be quite recognizable from afar. So what I didn't like with the previous design was her bun being messy, but very just one round shape. And I realized that she is not a soft round character. She's a very wild character and very headstrong. So she needed to have a different hair. So that's what I gave her, and somehow it just makes the character feel more alive, and I really, really love her for it. Also, I don't know if this will be a tip or not, but don't be afraid to change your story. If the character is not working in the story and you just try and force it to work, it's not gonna be good. So rewrite the whole thing, change everything you want to do. You will still have the old version, but you make something new. And you might like it more, you have to analyze it more. That's what happened to me, and I might still do that a few times. I'm not surprised if I will. So with all that chit chat out of the way, I'm just going to say that character design is very intuitive, and you just have to do whatever you want to do, and if it feels right to you, do it. Please do it. Okay, I've been talking a lot. I just want to say that, I haven't said this before, but I ended up doing the lines on paper with my ballpoint pen on watercolor paper, because I thought I would do watercolor, but I ended up moving it into Procreate on my iPad and coloring it in that way, just because then I had more control of my colors, and I could also change certain things that I did wrong with the line art. So I've changed her eyes quite a few times in the other poses as well, because it wasn't looking right. I did something wrong when I was doing the line art. What I actually love most about doing these character sheets when I design characters is making the different poses and the different expressions, because that's the perfect way to get your character more, and like how would she look when if she's taunting someone, like would she have this giant grin, kind of like a secretive smile, or would she say something else, would she do this at all? It's just such an interesting thing to do. So I would recommend it when you're designing a character. Do some expressions, do some poses, just to get a feel for who your character are. They need to be different. Everyone's different, so figure out who they are. I don't think there's much more to say now. I'm just gonna keep filling in all these different poses, and I probably edit it a little bit in Photoshop when I get it into my computer. I enjoyed it a lot. I am very, very excited to start my project, and as a little update for you guys, from 1st of June I am officially freelance, which means I will no longer have a full-time job. I absolutely loved working at Adam Hawk, but I have decided that I want to do freelance concept art and also focus 100% on my book and on my stories and on my projects, because I couldn't figure out a way to balance my work and my projects, and doing YouTube is hard enough next to your full-time job. So I'm very, very excited to see where this can go, and be tuned to more videos. I guess I will have more time, and well, I hope I'll have more time to do what I want to do. So in June, and hopefully a month or two from there, I will finish Blackbird or Greylegs, and I'm so excited, and I hope you guys are excited, because it's a big change and I'm going to vlog it and I'm going to do all these cool things, and I'm so excited and also very nervous, but I'm very excited as well. Okay guys, that is it for this video. I'm sorry for being very rambly and blabbly, and just these videos are a lot simpler. I just have a lot to do before I quit my job, basically, so they will be quite simple. I hope you liked it anyway. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed seeing how many times I've changed this character. I find it very interesting myself. So if you like this video, you can like it, and if you want to see more of this project and more of my drawings, please subscribe. I will probably do more traditional digital art from here on. I really like the look of traditional lines mixed with digital colors, so we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye!